Alrighty, I should be back up. Well, well. Hmm, that was embarrassing. Um, let me, hi. First of all, say hi. Apologies for what just happened. Let me show you what happened. Let me, let me show you. Let me just sit tight for a moment while hang on, while I fix my OBS. While I fix my screen. Yeah. Gotta get those things lined up properly. No, it needs to be a little over. This is what I do before I set up my stream. I obsess over the corner here of my. Yeah. Let me show you what I did. Hang on. All right. Do you see that? Yep. Yep. You see what these are? These are my feet. Okay. Like lovingly cut by a beautiful beam of sunshine. This is the power board that I rest my feet against. You see what that is? You see what that is? It's lovely carpet. But in addition to the lovely carpet, you can also see that there's, oh, look, a really handy reset switch that the closer I get to with my big toe here, um, the more and more tempting it is for my toe to just have a little touch of that reset switch. And as soon as I so much as grace it, yeah, my whole computer resets. In other news and carpet related news, look at this. Look at what my feet is currently resting on. You can see it clearly if I do this from left to right. Look at that. That is pure unadulterated carpet, and this is like screen protector carpet. Look at that. Look at the way that the light shines on that. It's basically just like putting a big screen protector over everything. And it's like plasticky. Like listen. It's basically plastic. It's because of the wheels. Yeah, these guys here, the wheels that glide up and down the carpet. Yep. So yeah, there you go. That's two things in one for you right there. That's quality carpet facts, quality carpet streaming. But in addition, that explains what the hell just happened then when the stream went down. And yeah, as as stupid as it sounds, I don't want to move that power board because I'm finally comfortable. There's a comfortable setup that I've got here, and I can stretch my legs out, and I just need to not touch that power button with my big toe. Good lord, I'm gonna have to go back through Twitch chat. Good stuff. Let's have a look. I didn't get any cover. I'm not supposed to show my feet on stream. Is that a Twitch rule? I can't show my feet on stream. This looks feet. Is that something that I'm not supposed to do on Twitch? I know about the nipple rule, but I don't know about the carpet rule. Alrighty, well I hope everyone's here again, because we will go straight back into what I was discussing before. I hit the power button on my computer and reset everything. That's interesting. I don't want to delve too much into that. Hey, if it's what people like watching, I'm sure he has other good content too. In addition to his feet. Good. So, yeah, my apologies for that. Let's jump straight back in. It's just, oh, sorry, I didn't even read these. My mistake. She soothes my eyebrows with icy thumbs. My eyebrows? Oh, man, don't even tell me about Porky's, you daft galah. Let me have a gig at your best. Bib and Tucker, that's awful. That's such a an on the nose Australianism. Is it grotty? Yep, that grotty's a good description. Do a wheelie. The mad Sheila is soothed by ginger facts. Oh jeez. That's it's so awful that I know most of those, Saika. Um, I'll let Herringbone be the judge as to whether he reconfigures his whole story into Queensland. Um, I I don't think don't be too offended if he doesn't want to do this. We have to live in this country too, you know. We have to escape this. Um, Yeah, Chakawili is a proper way. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, no, sorry, Chakayui. Yui's a more modern, I think. Papa Wheelie, that's what I'm used to hearing. I don't know if that's Australian, though. Anyway, now that we're all back here, and that we've all lovingly enjoyed my carpet and my reset switch, what I was saying here before I cut out was that there's a lot of inside-outside, back and forward. Now, there's a way to do this with purpose to make it purposefully confusing in a sense, and I'm not sure if Ernst Herringbone was going for that or not. But as you can see from pink and blue, pink being an inside action and blue being an outside action, this is my impression of how the scene takes place. And because it chops back and forward, um, I can see that there's an effect here that we can play with and that we can go for in order for to make this work. Question though is whether or not we need to do it, because I think I'd much rather just have one blue and then back into pink. The less you chop back and forward, the stronger it will be, I think, in my opinion. So what we'll have is from outside in the darkness, I hear the beat of hooves on dirt, and that should be mostly it from the outside. Isabel then has to go, oh, okay, crap, he's here, I better get ready, etc., etc. And then her mother comes. Good use of skeletal as well, which was... I thought it was there. Yes, her face looks skeletal when powdered. So this is her sickly mother. Good. I think this is fine. We can move on. But I just wanted to point out the sort of back and forth that I had here in my mind. Yeah. Please do. But also please don't. To write an entire story in Australian slang. It it'd be funny at first, and then it wouldn't be, and then it'd be so in depth. I think with the slang that it would sort of just become this weird sort of equilibrium, where you just have to get your head around it, and then once you do that, it just becomes its own thing. I don't know. I don't know really how I'd feel about this. I'd feel awful, but almost a little curious in the same way that you want to see what a train wreck is like, but you don't want anyone to get hurt. That's Australian slang in a nutshell. It's a train wreck, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. Shrek goes down under. Don't give them any ideas. Don't give them any bloody ideas. We don't need Shrek in this. We don't need another Shrek movie. We don't need Shrek down under. Oh, Donkey's a kangaroo. No. 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 What? No, I don't want to think about that. Let's go back into the edit, shall we? The air is thick with stewed aromas. A haze of smoke clouds out from the kitchen and toward the dining room, where I can hear men speak. With tight fists, I creep in the direction of father's inflated laughter. My presence interrupts him. Ah, Domarin, she is here. He gestures towards a chair. Please enter. Dull, sunken, yet avid eyes find mine. Eyes that pry at my throat with a vile hunger. Eyes from a man who hasn't known the true hunger or loss of the people who fill his pockets. Who hasn't seen wasting fields or known piggish debt. Eyes that linger about my dress. He sips at cherry. Very good. Cool. I'm gonna actually stop there and not move forward because this is a super important thing to get right. We got a time skip here, I think, from the way that the paragraph ends and begins. I'm going to assume that this is one of those sort of like little micro time skips. Not quite as severe as a backslash time skip, but one that signifies that at least some time is taking place between here and here. I think... Oh. Don't ruin my national anthem, real Sayaka, honestly, okay? Just... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so upset with you. I'm so... Ugh. The point I was trying to make, or I got distracted by the horror that is, this chat suggestion, is that this is a super important part in the whole story. The past 18 pages have conspired down into this one moment. It's a super important thing to get right. Because up until now we've had Eliseo, who's this abstract concept, who's this memory, this force of evil, this conniving economic mess, who's now going to be wed to this child. Now, this is license for you to make this thick and syrupy and laden with emotion. I think it's too short, which is good for us from an editing perspective, because it gives you license to go in and just to dump a whole lot of stuff in there, which is I think what it could really benefit from. Slow the pace down. We've had 18 pages where you've kept us interested. You can afford to dial back everything and be like, okay, everything comes to this. I'm out of the bath. I rest my fingers on my doorknob, thinking what my future will look like, and I open it up and I walk out. There's a strange aroma in that's sort of filtering through from the kitchen. It's almost like a death pole from a like a fire or something, like a grass fire. I hear the call of men. Like you've got the blueprint here of a really good emotionally laden scene. It's just here. With tight fists like creep in the direction of father's inflated laughter, is great. My presence interrupts him, so you could add at least like 4 or 5, even a full paragraph before you get to my presence interrupts him. There's a huge amount of play that you can do. Here is your time to beat the reader over the head with like a warning sign. Like, hey, 18 pages worth of stuff boils down to this moment. Be ready for it. She's gonna feel like shit. She's nervous, she's anxious, she's X, Y, Z, and then she's kind of like doing her death march towards her father's inflated laughter. Then my presence interrupts him. Ah, Domarin, she is here. He gestures towards the chair. Please enter. I would like, in addition to this, describe the room and all the men therein. Fireplace, bookcases, I don't really care, but slow it down. Or maps of territory or something important. Slow it down. Slow it down and describe her interior consternation, her fluttering heartbeat, etc., etc., etc. You could bash me over the head with big amount of detail here, and I will be happy with it because I think it would transition neatly from off the back of this scene in with like making this new scene very sharp. Yep. I was gonna fob me off. I'll try my bet. Very good. But I'll let you be. I'll cut these and put them here as comments instead. I'll let you be the one who decides how much is too much. Your writing style will dictate how much you want to slow this down and add detail. Regardless, I think it could definitely benefit just from a little bit more. Actually, quite a lot more. It's beautiful. I love it, Herringbone. Two green ears emanate from his forehead, like green rubbery trumpets. Or you can just put like rubbery trumpets. Hello there. Right. Oh my god, I can just picture it. Yeah, fantastic. Yep, you can put emerald in. Good suggestion, but maybe not for the actual story. Let's read on. Dull sunken yet avid eyes find mine. Eyes that pry at my throat with a vile hunger, eyes from a man who hasn't known the true hunger or loss of the people who fill his pockets, who hasn't seen wasting fields or known piggy shed, eyes that linger about my dress. This is a fantastic paragraph. I wanna compliment this because maybe with like some of the grammatical stuff here, the way that this flows is really lovely. We've got the repetition of eyes all throughout. Here, 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 and then it pivots here from a repetition of who. Like if we were to highlight everything that repeats, you'd have a nice sort of color flow. I definitely recommend trying this if you haven't tried to work with run-on sentences before. This is why I think they're good, because when they're used properly, they create like a river of content that is so neatly interwoven that it makes a really nice, very dense micro scene. I love it. He sips at cherry, very good. Please sit, Father Bacons. He instead tells me to introduce myself. Give it the moi. Gift time. No, it's my mois have to be like just off the cuff. You can't force the moi. It has to be true and completely spontaneous. But yeah, like I completely agree. It is a moi. Hmm. Uh, I let my eyes sink hot needles into his. Isabel Arias Rivera, I say. Rivera, not Arias de Marin Rivera, one of my mother's family. Isabel has been very excited to see you again, adds father. Yes, and a fledged woman she is now. His chin sags over a yellow necktie. His forehead reaches far to find his hair, which is sparse and windblown by the ride. And how lovely the vineyard looks, Senores, and the drink beautiful. He taps at the glass. You are so gracious to say. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Please drink as much as you like. Raspberry's nose within the glass. Ah, a delicate perfume. Viticulture is an art. And you are an artist, senor. I knew the artist, senor. Sorry. What did I do there? There we go. Ooh, oh, ooh. Ah. Fresh but well matured, warm apples and cinnamon sugar. I'm reminded of ripe figs in Patras, picked right from the tree. Do you know of Patras? We have extended our trading network there. The Greek I are yet to fully appreciate sherry, but I have a fine nose, Signora, and I smell a potential market. Father's voice is alight. Don Medina, your kind words are too sweet. You wish to sell more, Arius? He looks over at me to ensure I've heard the good news. You make a man's heart sing. We've got a very strong request for an ellipsis here. Yep, I think I agree. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good conventional thing. I didn't actually know that myself, so I learned something too. Yeah, well done, our address, G. It's a good suggestion. Marriage is a family partnership, is it not? I have a proposition. Alicia leaves father in silent anticipation for a moment. I cannot have my own family indebted to me. What normal businessman takes dues from his own? Signor, I propose an exchange of your debt for a share of Arias. I'll even cut it. Let us forget a quarter, no half, of your owings. Another silence takes the room. Lively metallic sounds resound from the kitchen. I hear Maria's voice chirp. Father's face is frozen. He finally finds the words. My friend, a debt is a debt. It would be a dishonor to leave it unpaid. Signor, you have honored me enough. Lesu gestures his pale hand towards me. When others could not pay, I could always rely on Signor Arias. I trust you as my customers trust in the quality of your bottlings. No, no. Let us talk as partners, as family. I want to shout. I want to hit father. He is feeding on you. He is the plague. He is the graft. He is all that is wrong, you fool. Alicio sucks his cigarette in anticipation. Um, there's a moment father looks at me right into my eyes and I can see something, a calculation or reflection, as if a snake has bit and he's finally felt its venom under his skin. He clears his throat. Signor Don Marin Medina, I could not have ever anticipated such a noble request. You see, Arias has been my family's work for nearly 60 years. Please forgive me if I may ask for some time to consider. Of course not. Alicia chortles, you're a wise businessman, senor. If half the men in the mercantile business gave matters as much consideration as yourself, well, I'd be a much richer man. Remind me again, Psycho, what time it is for you? 667 comments that a name dash can be used in lots of ways, like a pretty versatile depending on the writing style. Wow, 203. Impressive, but you should sleep as well. I use M dashes quite a bit, and I wonder if I don't mistake them for hyphens. Um, to be honest, I plop them in when I feel like I'm kind of dealing with two kind of separate but interrelated ideas. A semicolon doesn't cut it, because I'm not separating a sentence. I'm just sort of like interjecting information. No, no, I think I'm gonna go for another about half an hour. Feel free to pop off though if you want to get some sleep. I wouldn't be offended at all. I value my sleep as well. Yeah, no, I'm gonna push forward a little bit. So yeah, you can you can pop off if you want. Um, that's an interesting thing, yeah. Cough insert for injured dialogue for 2 points closer about separate sentences. Yeah, I think that last point that Outrider SG raises, and for 2 points closely related but with separate sentences, that is probably the widest category where you can play with what 667 was mentioning and how versatile it is. I use it in a very catch-all sense because of that last sort of opener there. Hmm. It is useful, isn't it? Both erupt in laughter as a serpent constricts my chest. He has salt upon our soil, an insatiate worm writhing up from the mires of hell to feast at our feet. I cannot tell whether father is numb to his gnawing. If so, then I am bound, but not fated. There is no holy will cruel enough to conjure such an affliction. Those that cavern under earth are eclipsed from the light above, but I will extract you, Alicio Domar and Medina. I watch his wilted cheeks curl as he shows a yellow grin. When you are truly lit, you will sear and shrivel, and they will know. They will see their fault. Something crashes along the floor from within the kitchen. Father's eyes dart from the noise to Alicio. Isabel, please assist your mother and sister. He smiles and adjusts his cuffs. Domarin, I hope your travels have left you hungry. My wife and youngest are wondrous cooks. Please, my friend, call me Alicio. Catholic and Papa Liar. You totally can. I don't mind. I'm sorry, no bad. Maybe this is a little too thick. Those that cavern under earth are eclipsed from the light above, but I will extract you, Alicio Dom, Marin Medina. There is no only one, which is an affliction. I think what you're going for here, to conjure up. Maybe something like that would taper this a little bit. I think the semicolon is okay. Or you could cut it and put a full stop there. It's not a necessary grammatical thing in this context here. But yes, hello Ninja Happenings. Hi, welcome to the stream. Befitting your sins is exactly what I was going for. Thank you, Outrider SG. So Ninja Happenings, we're editing Solera by Ernst Herringbone, who's also in the chat. It's been a really great story. Yeah, this is what I was going to change. Befitting your sins is definitely stronger because it's slightly shorter. This here is quite dense. I'd suggest reworking this into something a little more simple, because the coloroi, the adjunct phrase is the real meat of the sentence. Sometimes you can push a bit too much light into sentences, and this is an example of something that's quite beautifully written, but the meat of it is here, and so this is kind of outshining the other thing. Oh, you're writing a novel too? That's cool. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. We're, I think we're all novelists here. What's your novel about? What kind of genre are you writing in? And how far have you gotten through it? Yeah, definitely in the right place. Good. One thing I might suggest. This is interesting here. If Alva looks at me right into my eyes, and I can see something, a calculation or a reflection, as if the snake is bit and he's finally felt his venom, its venom under his skin. This is a really strong section because it means that Isabel is using her knowledge of how her father operates in order to determine whether like how he's reacting and coping in this situation. I'd like a tiny bit more of that, just once more in another place. I want Isabel to be scanning her father and almost pleading with him to see reason. It's great that she has this this sense of injustice that's burning through her and into Alicia that's really good. I'd love for her, maybe just as a little sentence here, to act as an adjunct as well. Um, to will her father to be more empathetic to her plight. Both of those in tandem work really well, hating Alicia and trying to love her father or make her father love her for her sake. Oh yeah, definitely. Good suggestion by OurWriterSG. Join the Discord. The link to it is on my Twitch homepage. Just scroll down next to the countdown timer. You'll see a Discord banner. Click on that, and it'll take you through to Discord. Yeah, and we just actually it's really good to see the Discord being so active, and lots of useful discussions take place there. People give good feedback, and yeah, it's a lovely place. I'm very lucky to have it. I'm trying to use it more as well. So Ninja Happening says, my novel in a nutshell is Hirohashi, a middle-aged Japanese man, finds his mind scattered after his daughter becomes very ill with aggressive leukemia. He sorts to entangle his mind, holding him against his will to live. He throws himself in front of a train, ending his mental strain, but then regret surfaces as he finds he has made the biggest mistake a soul can ever make. Hmm. Yeah, nice. It's a good target too for NaNoWriMo. And that way you don't sort of overextend yourself into a difficult goal. I think that's reasonable um, as a writing exercise for NaNoWriMo. Yeah, but your story sounds very interesting. Quite sad too. Um, I think you've described it nice and succinctly as well. Yeah, good luck to you. Make him say reborn spicier yet. You don't have to follow that suggestion. Sometimes some suggestions are best left to alternate realities. Very good. Um, let's continue on here with the kitchen is an inferno of smoke and savory. Um, you can use savory like that. Yep. The kitchen is an inferno of smoke and savory. Maria fans at the fire underneath the pot where material bubbles with clouds of steam. Need a verb. So in other words, like with clouds of steam rising to tickle her nose, something like that. Yeah, just add something like that, and it completes the sentence without it being a fragment. There's flour dusting the bench. Um, Usually I'd suggest changing that into something like a coating of flour dusts the bench, that sort of thing. But sometimes a really simple description can act as a really nice counterpoint to all the really lovely verbose descriptions. So yeah, I think it's okay to leave it in as is. The cupboard is open and bare, its spice jars clustered around the room. Mother and Maria both don aprons, but only Maria's is dirtied. Mother spots me and, in frantic choreography, skirts towards me with a ladle of stew. Try it, chicken mans. Maria is unimpressed. The puchero is lush and holds a fattiness that coats my mouth. Maria had become known at church as interrogadorita for her habit of pressing housewives for their recipes. Good, nice. For all the secrets and rumors of the church, the most precious are of family recipes. Maria, this is beautiful. Gemon, I offer, hoping to soften her. She doesn't even look up from the fire, smoked beans. Got to we must. 667, I can kind of read what you're saying, but I don't know what it means. Chuchu suimas. Hmm. Hmm. I guess I'm just what going back to what Ninja Happenings was saying a couple of minutes ago with the it was a good idea when I started the other version of the story. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with seeing how things pan out, and then if they don't work, you can just go back and change them. That's being flexible with your writing is really important too. It's difficult to do that. I find it difficult, but you just have to practice it, I guess. Oh, really? Suimas. Yeah, yeah, like tobacco suimas. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Cool. I learned a Japanese slang word. That's cool. Whoa, 300k. That is a monstrous target. But still, you're a third of the way through, so yeah, nice. I get the entire thing for me. I'll stream it all from start to finish. Um, it may take me a year. Gotcha. I'll be sure to sit on that one. 667. Rider SG raises a good point. You can't choose your moves. You probably can stop yourself from stealing ideas, though. Oh, good. Just joking. Um, Nice touch here with, but only Maria's is dirty, so it implies that Maria's doing all the work. Nice. That's good. I think that's a really nice little section. Mother's face is awash with eagerness. And did you introduce yourself? For a moment I considered telling them of Alicia's scheme, but I decided to wait for a more quiet moment. Yes, father seems lost in his stories. He returns to the Puchero. I hope you respected him, Chavella. I swallowed the retort brewing in my throat and looked for something to attend to, anything to keep my mind from following the dusky plumes reaching back toward the diners. Bread cools in the corner of the room. Under the noise of the bubbling stew and frantic footsteps, its crust will be crackling. On a decorated plate Federico had brought back from Nice, spearmint has been shredded into a neat mountain, waiting to garnish the stew. Maria stands on tiptoes to brush salt from her hands into the pot. I gaze over a bowl of milk. I gaze over a bowl of milk pudding that she will fry for dessert. Don't touch it, she says with ice-like eyes. Um, I think I may have just found a use case for like-ending dialogue. Huh. What do you guys think? I like this because we have the narrator of the story, who's Isabel, who's the character, um, notice something, and then immediately a character replies to it without any sort of motion having taken place. I really like this, and I think I'm going to give it a pass. I always say that there's no downside to pushing. Oh, I mean, look, if you took this and pushed it to the front, I think it'd be just as good, but I don't mind it as is, so yeah. Never thought I'd see the day where I'm comfortable with back-ended dialogue tags, but yeah, there you go. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, this is an issue, isn't it? That like if you're going to to write quite deeply into a culture. It's research that really makes a difference between something that's believable, something that's interesting and genuine and a good story. Um, yeah, I definitely believe it can be done. Yeah, it's just a matter of research and empathy and imagination too. Keeping it all working together in a bit of a bundle. Mother is rubbing at spoons with a cloth, looking for imperfections. Her hands are weak with a starved topography. Mama, let me help you. I'm able to manage fine, Chevelle. You can offer your husband some water, adds the little chef. Sophia gave us some fresh lemons over there if she doesn't turn around leaving me to search among the clutter. The smoke scent evolves into tobacco as I return to the table, a pitcher of water in hand. But I may cut it there. But I am certainly keen to continue reading through at my own pace. Um, we'll see if Herringbone wants to post. I think has Herringbone posted a link in the Discord? Yeah. Either way, I'm probably going to read it just at my own leisure a bit later on. I'm keen to continue, but at the same time, my throat is getting sore, and I probably want to rest my voice for a bit. So I think I may call it there. Yeah, I hope that's okay. I think Herringbone definitely has enough from the first 22 pages of edits that he can just push it through into the last 6. I'm sorry I won't get to displaying the ending over Twitch, but there's always Discord. Hmm. Yeah, cool. Nice one. My pleasure. My pleasure. It's been fantastic working through this story. I think this has been one of my favorites. Just in how evocative the story is and the type of editing I was able to do around the already very good groundwork. So yeah, my hat off to you, Ernst Herringbone. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. And I want to do more as well. Like when my queue starts to dwindle down, um, give me more to edit, and I will edit more over the stream. That's great. Yeah, really good to hear. Um, it's good to know that it's useful and that you can apply the suggestions in. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's also good to know that I'm on the mark as well. Sometimes when I'm suggesting things, I sort of feel like, oh, I wonder if it's just me as a writer projecting my own writing into my editing. But at the same time, if it's useful, it's useful. That's the best thing. So, yay! Alrighty, good stuff. We'll call it there. Thank you for today's stream. Thank you for hanging around with me. Thank you for being patient while I reset my computer with my big toe. Um, I guess we'll see you all again on Thursday. I'll be popping around in Discord. Um, so join me there and we'll continue chatting. Thank you, 667, for joining. Thank you, everyone who popped in. We'll see you on Thursday then. Okay. Good. All right. Bye bye.